What's the deal, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So today I have a dope ass video for you guys. It's from one of the baddest mud flap makers in the United States. You guessed it, Rokblokz. Guys, I've been running these guys flaps on my Subi for almost 4 years. These things are freaking durable. And these are the guys that literally paved the way for dope ass mud flaps. I'm talking, and at something that you can afford. Like I've did research on like Rally Armor, things like that. And it's literally, Rally Armor is literally like a metal bracket with some really flimsy flaps, if you get what I'm saying. The Rokblokz stuff, they're freaking super sturdy. I'm talking, as I said, 4 years in all, you know, running the Subi through all the road conditions, gravel, snow, you name it. It's stood the test of time, and they freaking look dope. And look at these bad boys right here. I took the liberty of installing the driver's side beforehand because there's a couple things I need to show you guys on here. And yes, guys, I'm doing the work today on my boy Bruce. So these are for all the truck guys out there. If you want something nice, look at the difference in coverage. These flaps are nice and wide where it's actually covering the entire wheel. The OEM ones, look at them. They can't even cover the entire diameter of the wheel, if you get what I'm saying. All they really have is that Dodge insignia on it, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. These Rokblokz flaps, they look so nice. I opted to get the black and red. And guys, for anybody with big rims, tires, anybody with big wheels, they actually make an XL model, which is way wider than these. So you do have options. Everything, guys, is gonna be in the description. So I will list the link where you can buy this stuff. As I said, they were nice enough. Thank you, Brooke, for sponsoring this video. So they sent me out this care package. Guys, in the box you have your flaps, obviously, front, rear. And guys, when you install them, the logos are usually on where the outside is, the outside of the car. All the hardware you get your washers, you get your inserts, you get your screws, you get your spacers, everything you need. What you're going to need to get, or what I found that I needed, obviously they actually tell you need a 1/4 inch drill bit. You're going to need an 8mm socket. You're also going to need a 13mm. I'll show you in a second where that is, because there's actually a 13mm that actually holds the front OEM flaps in. And guys, by the way, if you guys have a 4th gen Ram with active air suspension, guys, make sure you're going to be underneath this truck for a little bit, so make sure you put it in tire jack mode. So you push the up button where you raise the truck as high as you can and put it, just select tire jack mode, and then turn it off so it stays at that high height. So when you're under there, it doesn't feel like it needs to lower itself and, you know, hurt you. Got to be careful, safety first, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, let's get on to this video. I just want to show you a couple things. That's the reason why I took the liberty of installing the driver's side. So here we go. All right, guys. So this stuff, this is definitely not rocket science to do. This is, you know, one of the easier install vids I've done on the Subi or the truck or whatnot. It's really not in depth. You just got to use your head. So when you take off these OEM screws right here, from here, 1, 2, there is another screw over here. It's to the bottom over here somewhere. It's an 8mm screw, so don't forget that. You can actually put that back because you're not going to be using it. Now, once you take off these two and the third one under there, the mud flap literally comes off. Obviously, guys, clean the surface down to prepare for the new flap. what you want to do is this. They said, you know, Rokblokz said that you need a level or whatever the case might be. You can literally go behind, you can get a level, or you can eyeball it if you're good. I'm pretty good at doing that by now. You guys know me, I'm super OCD with that stuff. The only thing that you have to do is over here in the corner, there's a pre-made hole here that you have to drill into the liner. So what you need to do is you put a washer behind the OEM screws, line it up, slightly snug it up, and once you snug it up, you can go behind and adjust the level of it on how you want. Now, this is where you got to use your head, and this is what I want to show you guys real quick. This is what I want to show you right under here. So once you, damn, it's freaking dark under here. So now what you got to do is, you could try to take like a punch or something like that, go through the hole in the mud flap and try to punch this right here. So what you have to do is you put notice I have a spacer in between here. So you have to put the washer in between the screw, then the spacer goes between the mud flap and this. And what I did was I took the OEM insert. Okay, I took the OEM insert, I'll put up a picture, and I put it in between, or a little video I have, and I put the insert behind this and ran it through this way. So now when I put the screw through it, it widens the insert so that it won't back out. Let me explain. So this is what I'm trying to say. So this is the insert right here. So when you put the screw through it, you're supposed to, you know, screw the insert on. Now I wish that they had made this metal like how they made it for my Subaru. That would have been freaking perfect, because if it's metal, now you know it's not going to back out easily or anything like that. So what I did was I used my head. So how they want it is you put it through. So let's say pretend this is the plastic liner right here. You put the screw in, blah, 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 and they want you to just screw in this like this, and hopefully, you know, nothing happens. But if it hits something, let me show you. Look at this. See how it backed out nice and easy? So what I did was, when I drilled the hole, I put it through the hole like this, just like so, and then started screwing it in. So now, look at this. Once you start doing that, look at this. See how it doesn't want to back out? Exactly, and that's what I did. So you can do it either way. I just chose my way to do it. Rokblokz, they show a little bit of a different way. I'm just showing you it just in case you're going through the trails or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's the back right there. Now once you get that leveled in, tighten everything up, and you're straight, and it's nice and level. Now let's get to the front real quick. The front. So oh, by the way, guys, you might need some pop clips. There's a pop clip right here. I have a lot of pop clips from the Subi, from doing projects and stuff like that. I needed it because, you know, I mean, things fall out. So these are the OEM screws right here. Obviously, 1, 2. These are 1, 2. And then there is a big ass right here. There's a 13mm screw right here holding in the back of this flap, so don't forget that. Now, as I said, once you take it off, clean down the surface. Also, there is a, see right here, this small hole right here, there's a little Phillips head screw. Once you take that out and take the mud flaps out, you can put that back in because that's not going to be used anymore. So if you want to fill up that hole, you could just put it back in. Okay, I forgot to mention, in the front I end up using spacers in between where the flap and the body is. I end up using spacers so the flap doesn't slant too far back. So I end up using spacers in the front only. I did not use spacers for the OEM screws in the back. Notice it's flush with the body. I only used the spacer in the back of the flap where I had to drill that other hole back there, as you see. Now, Same thing like the back. All you got to do is put a washer in, snug them up, line it up. And by the way, guys, see this cutout right here? They made this really, really nice. And what they also did was they traced out an extra piece of the cutout. I don't know if you guys could see that right there. Right here. They traced out an extra piece, so in case you need to cut that a little bit more, just in case it can't fit, you guys could do that. So as I said, oh, by the way, to make this shit easy, cut your wheel just like that. So you don't have to take any, I didn't take any of my wheels off or anything like that. I forgot to mention that. Definitely cut the wheel. So now, once you put these two on, snug it up. And I was missing a screw for up here, so I put a pop clip. Look how sturdy that shit is. Ain't coming out. So you put a pop clip up there, and then the back, I did the same thing. You have the screw, a washer, spacer, and then it comes through the back like so. I mean, if you guys could see that, there you go. So I put the OEM insert behind this and I ran the screw through it so it's nice and so it's widened so it can't back out. Okay, now guys, if you're worried about anything like this, I have a bunch of literally I have a ton of nuts and bolts that I could have used instead of this screw. I just wanted to use their hardware to make it easy and show you, just because a lot of you guys might not have hardware or even really, you know, do these types of projects on your own. You know what I'm saying? But this stuff you can literally do on your own. And that's really it. So for me, what I did was, again, there is no hole, you know, on this, on over here. So they have a hole in the mud flap. I took a sharp drill bit, poked until it almost came through this. This is a very, very flimsy piece. And once I saw that, I drilled it with the 1/4-inch drill bit. Once I drilled a hole, that's when I ran everything through it. And that's it. Super, super easy. So what you're gonna see now, I'm just gonna install, I'm just gonna do the other side. I'm gonna run through it real quick and show you the finished product. All right, guys, so gotta take off 1, 2, and there's one in the back, 3 8mm screws. Get this flap off. Once I get it off, you're gonna see me, because I'm gonna time lapse this, you're gonna see me match it up, match up the holes, putting a washer with the OEM screws. And yes, we're reusing the OEM screws, guys, obviously, as I said that before. Once you match it up, you line it up, and that's how you're gonna get your template for the hole that you gotta drill for that big screw with the insert. All right, here we go. All right, so guys with the Ram, I wanna show you a quick hack. Remember this third OEM screw right here that you got, that it was over here in the back of the mud flap, this 8mm that you had to take out that we weren't gonna use? So the hack is, see this metal clip right here? This right here that receives the screw? Take some needle nose, spray it down with some WD-40 or whatever the case might be, slide it out, and this is perfect to use instead of the screw and insert that they gave you. Because look, this is, you can't get better than this, metal to metal, you know what I mean? So what you can do is, once you drill your hole, you can actually run this on the back right here, still use your OEM screw, and it'll be a tight fit. You can use your washers and spacers or whatever you want, but it'll be a perfect fit instead of this piece right here. Now, you only have 2 of them. You only got 2 of these inserts from the back. You don't have them in the front. So either you can use them in the front or you can use them in the back. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I might opt to using it in the front, since the front is gonna take, I feel like it's gonna take a bit more of a beating than the back. You know what I mean? I might want to use them in the front first, because the plastic back there, there's a lot more reinforced plastic back here. The front, it's not as great. So I might use this piece right here for the front. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna literally take this out of the other side as well and use it in the front. Okay guys, so this is exactly what I want to show you. So once you drill your hole, you have your washer with your screw. The spacer goes here in between the flap and the plastic, and then look what I did. You drill the hole perfectly and push it into here. So now when the screw goes in, it spreads this portion right here so it doesn't back out. You get what I'm saying? So hold on real quick. All right, so once you're finished with the inside screw and the inserts, make sure you tighten up your outside screws. And obviously in the time lapse, you guys show me using, you know, my OCD measuring tape. Guys, make sure that your measurements are accurate. Make sure at least it matches the other side, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to be looking stupid from the back, if you get what I'm saying. So now we're gonna head to the front. All right guys, so for the front, as I told you before, make sure you cut your wheel so you'll have access to drill that inside hole. Obviously we take off this 1, 2, 3. When you take off this one and you wipe everything down, you could just put this one back in. We're not going to be using it. Now, as I said, for the back, I only used spacers on the inside screw that I had for the insert. For the fronts, I'm going to be using spacers on 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I will be using spacers in the front. And for the front, I will be using that hack I told you about with the OEM screw and this insert. It's going to match up and tighten up real snug. Because as I said before, this stuff is flimsy, you know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why. Other than that, so again, we're gonna take this off, wipe everything down, match everything up, and drill the hole. All right, so once the other 2 screws are snugged up and you drill your template hole, as I told you before, so now we're using the OEM screw from the back with this piece right here that it mates into, okay? This insert right here. So now, and obviously this spacer is gonna be between the flap and this piece right here. I hate how this shit is so flimsy, but it is what it is. That's just the freaking par for the course, I guess. So now, put that in there, there. And now, make this up right here. Bam. Nice and freaking sturdy. And we don't have to worry about that insert, the plastic insert that that Rokblokz gave us. So it's a nice little hack. Let's tighten this bad boy down. Look at that. That shit is tight. That shit ain't going nowhere. That is tight right there. Damn. That's what I'm talking about. So now I'm about to just do it on the other side real quick and just wrap this video up. Once you finish this, guys, tighten up all your freaking screws. I obviously measured everything else, and that's it. We'll talk in a sec. So guys, see how up here this screw is missing? So before you tighten everything up, I forgot to mention, if you have a pop clip, I do. I'll put links to all of this stuff in the description so you don't have to worry about it. Just insert it at the top, slide it over, and just insert. Now once you're done, there we go, and then tighten everything up. I'm gonna just do the other on the other side. I use 2 spacers over here to the bottom, 1 on the top, 1 on the inside. That's the best fitment I noticed with these flaps, and we're good to go. I just hate how the guards on the inside here are so freaking flimsy, but as I said, it is what it is. But fine job done, guys. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me show you the finished product. All right, fam, come to the end of the video. The install is complete. Check it out, check it out. Looks freaking fantastic. Fantastic. Yep, fantastic. As I told you before, I did the same thing on this side as the other. 2 spaces here, 1 here. Looks really strong. Guys, definitely see this product right here, this Amsoil Mudslinger. Definitely, I would urge you guys to get this stuff. Spray it on here. No type of road grime, anything like that sticks on here. Spray it on there, wipe it in, makes everything looks nice and shiny, but nothing sticks to it. Literally nothing sticks to it when you're on the road. Mud, snow. I even use it on the OEM stuff in the winter too. And it makes these freaking Rokblokz Mudflaps looks even better because it looks freaking super shiny. Look at this shit. Guys, once again, Rokblokz, thank you guys for sending me these flaps. These things are so freaking nice. Look how beautiful it is. And I'm glad I could show you guys the hack to use in the front, because you definitely want something in the front, as I said, because the liner is not the sturdiest thing. So you're mainly, these are the 2 screws here that are really doing the brunt of the work, and this pop clip that I put in here. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, as I told you guys before, these are the regular, and there's also an XL. So you guys know what to do. Definitely like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Look how badass that shit looks. Shit is so tough. Love it. And let me tell you, you guys saw the difference. Look at the, you can tell from the OEM stuff right here. The Rokblokz stuff is way wider, providing more coverage for whatever you guys are into. Off-roading, not off-roading, it doesn't matter. And obviously, because when I'm done, all I was left with was the 2 big screws, 2 washers, 2 spacers, and the 2 inserts. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to y'all soon. Take it easy.